The United States is mourning more than 500,000 deaths linked to COVID-19. That's nearly 20% of the global death toll. Bells at Washington's National Cathedral have tolled 500 times to mark the lives lost. President Joe Biden has led the country in a moment of silence. Flags were also lowered to half-staff.
Today we mark a truly grim, heartbreaking milestone. 500,071 dead. That's more Americans who have died in 1 year in this pandemic than in World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War combined.
The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, has blamed political divisions for making a bad situation worse.
When you have divisions and it's in a political issue that doesn't have to do with life and death, you can say, well, he's got his opinion, they have their opinion, who cares,
Right.
More taxes, less taxes, more this, that. But when it has to do with the lives of people, and now we have a situation where we've reached a landmark that is stunning in its magnitude.
Simon Marks joins us live from Washington, D.C. Simon, a grim milestone reached. It's just a little over a month since President Joe Biden's taken office. What's the assessment of his handling of the pandemic?
Well, just to give you a sense of the trajectory here, Dawn, when he took office, the country had just marked its 400,000th death from COVID-19. Now, 1 month later, another 100,000 people here have passed away. And while there are countries that per capita have performed worse than the United States, including Belgium, Italy and the UK, it is the scale of that number, as Joe Biden said, more than the number of people who died in 2 world wars and Vietnam, that I think is going to leave an enormous psychological toll here. The difficulty that the country faces is that even over the last month, with a president in office who is taking this pandemic seriously and leading the nation, as we saw there, very much unlike his predecessor, there have still been mixed messages coming from his White House. It was just 2.5 weeks ago that President Biden was saying everyone who wants to get a vaccine in the United States would be able to get one by the spring. Now he's saying he thinks that will take place by late July. There are still millions of people in this country who have absolutely no indication from the health authorities in the nation's 50 disparate, far-flung states as to when they may be able to get vaccines jabbed into their arms. And so there is still this tremendous sense of uncertainty about the path that the country is on, and only the first stirrings there from President Biden of an effort to bring the country together in mourning for those people who have died.
And Simon, even with infection rates appearing to fall and the vaccine being rolled out in fits and starts as it is, as you say, experts say that the country isn't going to go back to normal anytime soon.
No, there's no indication of that. I mean, I can't tell you the kind of the psychological jarring nature of what we witnessed here on Monday. The United States hitting that landmark of 500,000 deaths with no immediate end in sight to the crisis on this side of the Atlantic, while on the other side of the Atlantic, Prime Minister Boris Johnson was talking about a path out of lockdown for the UK by the middle of June. It's as though the two countries are operating in different galaxies. The president's chief medical officer, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says that he believes that some degree of normalcy might be possible in the US by the end of the year. Joe Biden, the president, unwilling to make those guarantees. And part of the problem besetting the country is the ongoing failure of many Americans to observe public health guidelines. The fact that even today, some governors in some parts of the country, with only 4% of their populations, for example, vaccinated in Montana, are lifting mandatory face mask requirements. It remains very much a country that is struggling to help itself get through this pandemic.
Simon, thank you very much for that update. Simon Marks there, reporting from Washington, D.C.